brothers.
Boy, you got all kinds of wound up in there. We ain't
If
traveling.
I don't, who will?
That's right. We ain't traveling. I ain't traveling. I ain't going nowhere.
Exactly. I don't want to go anywhere anymore. I don't want to travel. I do not want to get on an airplane.
Not getting on a plane.
You know.
Not going to do it. Might get on a boat if I'm fishing off of it, but other than that,
I don't even know if I'll do that, to be honest.
I wouldn't mind taking a train trip. Trains always seem like fun because that's pretty casual.
Well, yeah, because trains don't derail in America anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they do they don't do on the West Coast. They only derail on the East Coast.
Well, and here's my thing is the only traveling I want to do. He's not doing good. So he is hard breathing.
What's wrong with the little fella?
He's
not traveling either.
You
tell him, buddy. TSA can kiss your ass.
The only traveling I do is to come see you guys.
Yeah.
So the only traveling that I would be interested in doing is getting in my truck and driving to a cooler weather area.
Where's that? A cooler weather area.
No, cooler.
Oh,
not coolo.
Oh,
Cooler.
I'm sorry.
That's
You silly, silly man.
not cooler area. And just
Yeah, because you drive far places.
yeah, I can.
I have a hard time driving more than an hour and a half.
I can.
I'm with you on that one.
I'm glad you didn't move further away.
I moved closer, but it doesn't feel like it.
If I'm determined, I can drive.
Yeah, it's just from a control perspective. At least you're in charge of your environment, and you're not having some TSA or some other hair weave bandit screaming at you, or somebody's thinking, that guy in that third row is a lizard.
That motherfucker in that truck, he keeps fucking getting on my ass. Get out of the fucking lane.
Fucking move.
I know right there at the end of my career, I was having to drive an hour and a half in the morning to get to work. Not because anything I had done, but because my company had done some restructuring and so it put me at the place. They said, your paycheck is over here. And it was an hour and a half drive to get to that paycheck. I was driving an hour and a half to get to work and then an hour and a half to get home. And I did that for quite a while until I, just said no more.
Yeah,
We figured it out, got out, retired, called it a day. That was a lot of driving.
Yep. Stationed in D.C. for a while, and that was just it. That was a geographic oddity. It was 2 hours to get anywhere, regardless of where.
It wasn't even distance that was the issue.
No, it was just you're stuck sitting in traffic. You and 10,000 of your closest friends.
Yeah, I wasn't
all trying
stuck
to
in
get to
traffic. That was driving. That was highway speed driving.
Yeah, Austin is just as bad now. There's more people than there is space, so it's just only going to get progressively worse. And it seems like San Antonio is not too far down the road.
I'm telling you, it seems like. So now that I'm retired, I'm sitting at home. And then when I get in the vehicle and go driving around, it's like, where did all these fucking vehicles come from? Because when you drive down the road and it was like, okay, you got 3 lanes of traffic. Got 3 lanes. You'd have 1.5 like full. Measuring it. Full. Now all of a sudden you got 2.5.
18-wheelers and everything
else.
Yeah,
And it's like, where did all these people come from? And of course you're seeing Michigan and you're seeing Pennsylvania and you're seeing tons of California plates and all this. It's like, fuck.
Outlanders, man.
Yeah.
All of them.
And it's like,
driving through town the other day, I didn't see one Texas plate. It was plates from everywhere else. I'm like, why the hell you guys ended up in Podunk? Did somebody spin a globe and throw a dart? How the hell did they show up here?
I was like, you want to come here? That's fine. But don't bring your shit.
I'll tell you, they have
your shit
a family member.
here.
They have a family member that they've come to visit occasionally and like, ooh, this place is wonderful. Mm-hmm. I would love to live someplace like this.
Yeah.
And now the world is how the world is, and ooh, I'm moving today to that place that I loved so much because Texas is wonderful. I love Texas. And that's how they all sound. Outside of the state of Texas, that's how they sound.
And
I love it there. I I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna vote liberal.
And they were I saw it on the news
because I want to make it like where I just came from.
They were talking about on the news how I guess it's from Seattle to whatever the northern major city is in California. So there's a dead space. So basically from Seattle to the state line, take that distance and then add it into California. Right there is absolutely like nobody there anymore. It's like, why?
Yeah, they're all here.
Yeah, I mean, it's
or Florida.
Yeah,
you know,
they can keep going east.
Fuck that, man.
Drive off into the Atlantic.
I just
drive over to Bermuda.
Yeah, I don't want. I just don't want to go anywhere. You know.
No, we're not incentivized to go anywhere unless we're going to go hang out someplace.
Well, it's because it's such a pain in the ass with the traffic.
I mean, we went to I went to UAE. What was it, May? And I was like, man, I did not want to go, but I went. Totally loved it. It was great, but the only bad part of all the traveling was it was CONUS in the United States, because it's like. And JFK,
CONUS means Continental United States.
JFK is a fucking hellhole. It's like
he means the airport, not the person.
Yeah, the airport, JFK Airport. It's like if there's anything that can go wrong, it will, not maybe, will go wrong there.
It's the airline industry was subsidized by the government, and you know how well they manage shit. So now
if you're a business and you can't make money and take care of your customer base, and the government comes in to bail you out and make sure you can stay in business, you don't deserve to be in business. Automobile manufacturers, if you can't present us with a good product that the people want to buy and you have poor business dealings, you should not get bailed out. You should go bankrupt and dissolve. Mm-hmm. Same with any other business. The government is not in the business of bailing out business. It's not in the preamble to the Constitution. We, the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare for ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
They're stomping on my tranquility.
Where in there did it say anything about and bailing out the business? No. That's not capitalism. That's socialism.
Of the worst
here.
Of the worst order.
I'm sorry. Should I get off the soapbox now?
They messing up my tranquility. I'm on tranquil. They bailed out the train industry, and look how well that played out.
Well, yeah. Thank God we don't have any more derailments.
Mm.
And I always like train. Being in Europe, you could get on the train in Poland and go all the way down to freaking Naples. So I mean, it's with a P, not a V.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So the train is great. I mean, like, spent time in Korea, spent time in Japan, and it's the way to get around. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember, what was it, back in the early 90s, they were talking about they were wanting to put a bullet train basically from San Antonio to Dallas. Yeah. And it went through 10 years of like this litigation, and it was basically because the farmers didn't want this train coming through their property.
Eminent domain didn't work for them, but it worked for the toll road.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but it was like and it took a decade for it to finally just like go away.
Well, like you said,
looking back on it, I can't even make a joke out of that now. So looking back on everything with what I've know now, getting on like the Shinkansen in Japan, getting on that bullet train, there is no way that we don't have we are so far behind in terms of sophistication and having a true line speed railway. There's no way we could do it because we have derailments already. If we had something that's going like 200 miles an hour, it's going to be like off the rails on get-go.
I saw that movie, The Silver Streak, with what's his name? What's his who he married Gilda Radner? What's his name?
Gilda Radner. Oh, you talking about
Woody?
No,
that was no. I'm thinking the young Dr. Frankenstein guy.
Him and Richard Pryor.
No, yeah.
It was him and Richard Pryor.
What's his name? Gosh darn it! What's his name?
I don't know.
I know he was in Blazing Saddles too.
Yes, he was in all the good ones. Anyway, but there's a difference though. See, in these Asian countries where we rode the trains, it was pretty awesome. Korea, Japan, China. The trains in China and Japan are amazing. You can go anywhere and do anything, mostly, as long as the government lets you. And that's the difference. Mm-hmm. Because they have these railways, and they're fantastic, easy to travel on, and you know what? They're clean.
Yep.
Clean.
Relatively cheap.
There's no fucking sketchy characters on it. So
But that's the thing. You've got the government is mandating these things.
Right.
So you don't have private ownership and things of that nature. You know, for the good of the country, the people would give up their land.
Right. So I gotta tell you a story.
Not that that's a good thing.
I'll tell you a story when I was in Japan. So this was around 2005, 2008 time frame. Me and a buddy of mine got on the train, and it was going like to Shinjuku to somewhere, some close by. And anyways, we were like in the back car, and then this guy got on, and he was obviously, he wasn't American. It wasn't Japanese. It was more like the Middle Eastern descent. Got down to a stop. Another guy got on. He's the same, Middle Eastern looking guy. They start talking, and they're doing out, blah, 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 talking, and they're really loud. And of course, all of the Japanese nationals, they're
being rude.
They're not comfortable at all with these guys, how they're talking. And of course, we're in the last car, and there was a guy, he's in the booth in the last car. And the next train stop, there was a security guy that got on and got between the conversation and didn't even ask him to leave. He just stood in front of the guy and started walking, had his arms out and walked him off the train. And then the next stop, the next guy got off the train involuntarily. They're quick. It's like anything that comes up like that, if it's uncomfortable with the public.
Yeah, you don't mess with the Japanese cops, man. They don't carry guns, but they carry sticks.
They're
deadly with the. I've seen a traffic stop with a stick.
Yes,
the car's going. A dude on foot throws that stick, and breaks the window out of his car.
I've seen that.
The car stops, and the cops go get him. Man.
I was in Shibuya, and I was going through the light, and there was a guy that was going to make a freaking left turn. And it was like he didn't have a light to do that, and the cop was standing there on the road, and he's got this fucking red and white stick, and he blows his whistle, and and it was like, yeah, I mean, and it was like that far from the windshield, but that car stopped on a dime, and it was like, whoa, they don't carry guns. They got a stick, and they're brutal.
And they're not afraid to use it.
No, they'll fucking beat shit out of you with that stick.
And I'll tell you another thing is
we put this out.
The Gomenasai money. The I'm sorry money. Gomenasai, I'm sorry. Me and a buddy were riding on a motorcycle that I don't know where he got this motorcycle from. But we're riding on a motorcycle, and we're going to the beach, and we pull out into this curb. Right, there's traffic's crazy. And we get hit by a car, right?
Yeah.
Dude gets out, freaking out, because he hit us.
Yeah.
Gave us 10,000 yen, helped us up, say, hey, go inside. And gave us all this money, Japanese money, and sent us on our way so we wouldn't say anything about it. So yeah, the gas is leaking, and so we get out of there. We get to the beach. We're at the beach all day long, and I just happened to dig up a wallet full of a bunch of more money. So we got all this money on us to go have a good time, and the motorcycle. I don't know where he got the motorcycle from, but it's leaking gas, and we don't know what to do to fix it. So we drive it into the ocean.
Yeah, they fixed it all right.
We take all this money, and that was a lot of fun, right? But anyway, we had a good time.
And then Fukushima happened.
We had a good time. But yeah, I don't like going anywhere anymore. It's not my thing. Traveling. And it's not because I don't want to travel, but man, I just don't want to fight the traffic.
I don't want to fight it's just fucking
the crowds. It's just a nuisance of everything else around.
Here's my thing is like going to the airport. It's like we're all getting on this plane to go to the next destination.
And somebody's got to jam it up. Somebody's got to pull a fucking wing.
Why is it so important for you to run in front of everybody to get on there first?
We're going to the same place.
We're going to the same fucking place. Yeah. Just get in line and we'll get on and go. But it's like, no, you got to be, I got to get on. I got to be on now. I got to, I got this. And I'm like, we're all leaving at the same time, bitch. It's like.
Same plane, same people.
It's like, if we could just thin out the herd a little bit, it would make life so much better.
Well, that's what the deep state's trying to do. Population, they're going to depopulate, but they're not getting rid of the right people.
Now we're going right back.
You want to fix all of that?
What's that?
Raise prices. Make it uncomfortable for the average citizen to be able to fly.
You know what?
And get rid of Spirit and Frontier Airlines.
I'm not even going there.
Look,
I'm just saying.
I'm telling you right now, if like Mrs. Johnny Ray's like, I want to, I want you to come to UAE. I want to go to Qatar. I was like, okay, I'm not flying economy. Well, we'll do economy plus. God. No, I'm not doing economy plus. If I can't get in someplace and I lay down flat and I have my own little space, I'm not fucking going.
Right.
Because it takes
torturous.
It takes a toll. I mean, I lose a week's worth of life sitting in economy on a 12-hour flight.
Not to mention all the radiation you're getting from flying up that close to space. Now you're getting nuked in the tube.
All of that.
Yeah. So I'm just like, no, I'm not going to do it. But yes, raise the prices, make it uncomfortable. People will not go.
They'll change their mind.
Row 63B, you're sitting in the one seat in the airplane that doesn't recline.
Dunk, and you're right up against the lav.
You're right up against the freaking shitter.
That's it. Raise prices.
And
you know what? Make the seats bigger so there's less people. Raise prices. Make the seats more comfortable. Listen to me, airlines. Raise your prices. Make the seats larger so that these rotund people aren't bleeding over into your seat.
Hey, I am one of those.
No, you're not.
People.
No, you're really not.
But there's some that are more so.
All right. Instead of 3 seats, make it 2 seats.
Yes.
Did you see the double-decker seats now?
Because people like me, people like us,
yes,
all right, in our advanced ages, we would be willing
to pay the
money to make sure that middle person wasn't there anymore.
Yes, sir.
All right, we would do that. Well, just listen.
People used to dress up to go to the airport. They would put on a suit.
Now they're wearing the freaking pajamas.
Now they walk in there barefooted with.
They got their pajamas
Lululemon.
with their little cushy stuffed animal.
Fuck them.
And their dogs. And their therapy course.
Their therapy miniature.
This is my therapy mongoose.
I couldn't. Hey man, what about my possum here?
No, it's not a therapy. You take care of the possum. The possum doesn't take care of you, brother Johnny Ray.
That's true.
If you need an animal to take care of you, stay home.
Reed Brothers.